Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. All right. Hi, hey, how you doing? Let's get into our thread for today before we get into chapters 14 and 15 of Haunting Adeline, a series you guys have been loving. And honestly, I've been loving it too. So let's get through this thread so we can get to Haunting Adeline. What's the worst thing your boyfriend / girlfriend has done to you? All right. I was 15. This was about 10 years ago. I had a girlfriend. Let's call her Sophie. And it was my best friend's 16th birthday party. Let's call him Tim. The party was amazing. About 40 to 50 people, tons of beer, a hot tub, people dancing everywhere, chicks in bikinis. It was great. For the first couple of hours, I drank a little bit and was in the hot tub with Sophie, talking to her, kissing her, hugging her, and had been together for about 2 to 3 years, something like that. Anyways, she always said she wanted to try whiskey, and I remembered that my parents had some at my house. A bottle of Jack Daniels, goddamn. A bit of that Jack Daniels. As I was slightly tipsy, I thought it was a good idea to get it, so I set off. When I got there, I received a text from Sophie asking me how long I was going to be. I told her about a half an hour. After sending the text, I realized I could get there in about 5 minutes if I used my bike, so I did. When I arrived at the party, it was apparent that Sophie was not in the hot tub anymore, so I searched the place and I found Tim and Sophie fucking. Oh, shit. Fucking in Tim's bedroom. I was horrified. I loved this girl so much. I dropped the whiskey, walked out, and proceeded to cry my eyes out on the stairs. The other friend, let's call him James, comes over and asks me what's wrong. I told him what happened, and he raced up the stairs. The next thing I see is James punching Tim in the face, punching him in the balls. Tim is still in his boxers, and pushed him down the stairs. James then gets everyone's attention and tells them what Tim and Sophie has done. Tim and Sophie were made outcasts by the school, and James is now my best friend. Yo. Damn.
To the streets.
Oh, that sucks that happened to you, my boy. God damn, dude. That sucks. That sucks, man. Shit. And she texted you, so she knew how long she had to. Oh, damn. She was like, how long are you going to be? And he was like, about 30 minutes. Okay, cool. I got 30 minutes to fuck his best friend. Damn, bro. For what? Why didn't you just dump homeboy? You could have just dumped him. I have been dating this guy for about 4 months. We went out for dinner one evening, his treat. I was really starting to fall for him by this point, so we're at dinner and he goes to the washroom. He's gone for a really long time and I check my phone. Text message from him, bye. Just left me with both our meals, which I had to pay for. He drove, and so I had to take a taxi home. Don't know what happened to him and make him leave, probably for the best. What the fuck? Hey, yo, the comments. He definitely shit his pants. Bro, what the hell? Why would you take a girl out and then just text her bye and just leave her hanging like that? Like, at least pay for the bill on your way out. Something. Damn. What the fuck, bro? That is so fucked up. Golly, man. All right. I got married when I was 19. Things weren't great. I went back to school, meaning I was in bed by 9 to get up at 4 a.m. to travel hours to school. We weren't seeing a lot of each other as he normally worked until midnight. He was working, paying the bills while I worked to get a better job. One day, the bank called me saying that they were going to charge me with fraud because I used my debit card, inserting paper as a check and taking out cash. It was my husband. I knew something was up. A couple months later, I found out he was smoking crack. Yo! Oh shit, I searched the apartment and found spoons, lighters, baggies, etc. I asked him and he admitted everything. He was smoking crack every night while I slept. Nothing had been paid and we were basically fucked. Yo. Homeboy got into crack. Nigga, how did you get into smoking crack? How? How's this possible? What are you doing? How is this, nigga? How's this possible? What the fuck? My God. That is the craziest shit I've ever heard. She said this man just got into crack out of nowhere. Like, what in the hell? And he was hardcore about it, too. Jesus. Dumped me the day my mom died. Oh. Called me a crybaby and made fun of... Oh, my... Yo.
Bruh.
Come on, man. Are you serious? I lost my mom. The most important person in a lot of people's lives. I'm not going to say everybody's lives because, you know, some people don't have their mom in their lives. But, like, for most people, their mom is, like, their most important person in their life. And you're over here like, get over it. You crybaby? Like, what?
Bruh.
Like, yo, that's a huge red flag, bro. There is no way. Oh, my God. Like, fucking heartless, man. Jeez. All right. An ex of mine cheated on me in the bathroom down the hall from my bedroom on New Year's Eve. God damn, nigga was out there. 2 weeks later, I find out that she has hidden the fact that she had a child that a friend was raising for over 9 months. I'm just glad that I dodged that bullet of crazy. Hell yeah. God damn, bro. That's crazy. This nigga cheated on her with a girl that got a baby. And like, what the fuck, bro? And they're down the hall, mind you. It's not like he did it in another building or nothing. No, man. God damn, bro. God damn, yo. Y'all niggas are whew, you guys are wild. All right, let's see. My boyfriend failed to wash his hands before going down on me. His hands had slap ya mama seasoning on them. My vagina was on fire. I briefly considered going to the hospital. We've been married for 7 months now. She says slap yo mama seasoning. What the fuck? Y'all niggas are from the South. I know it. She says slap yo mama seasoning. God damn, bro. He didn't wash his hands. You could tell that nigga was making some ribs. You know, he was basting them motherfuckers up, and she was just like, I'm horny. And he was like, oh yeah, hold on, I'm gonna be in there in a minute. You know, let me throw these ribs in real quick. And he was playing that DJ Hero. And she was like, wait a minute, hold up. Did you wash your hands? And he was like, no. Oh, I think I forgot. She's like, nigga, my vagina is burning. Oh, shit, man. Hey, yo. Oh, God. All right. This is from my fiance about me. The other night I was sick with the flu. I also ate something bad, had upset my stomach on top of the flu. Because I'm an idiot. Okay. We went to pick up some medicine for me, and on the way home I told him to floor it because I needed to throw up and have explosive diarrhea at the same time. Oh, did I mention that we were visiting his parents at that time? It was splendid. By the time we got to his parents' house, I was exploding from both ends. I sprinted to his bathroom, and decided to take care of the poop first. Well, after taking a shit of a lifetime, I clogged the toilet, panicked. I grabbed the plunger and tried to unclog the holy discharge of my bowels, and this happened. I'm gagging, the toilet water slopping, flowing. When it reached the top, and because I wasn't enough of an idiot, I already thought to myself, herder, let's try to flush the toilet now. So I flushed again. The water began flowing over the rim of the bowl. My soft, squishy poop was plopping over onto the floor at this point. I'm freaking out. By freaking out, I mean my brain has stopped working and I'm laughing like a hyena because the only other option is to cry. Now my fiance is worried because he thought I was throwing up so violently. It sounded like laughter. He knocked on the door. Bacon Blossom.
Bruh.
Nigga, is your girl really called Bacon Blossom? Nigga, what? Oh my God. This nigga said, Bacon Blossom, are you okay? Oh my God. Okay. Honey, I need your advice through the locked door. What happened? Just let me in. No. After much arguing, I open the door. He looks at me standing in an inch of poopy water holding the plunger. He then looks at the bathroom floor with my little poop nuggets clinging happily to every surface. His mouth just dropped open. It was then I started bawling. Let me wake up my mom. I can't find a mop. He struggled between his own gags. If you love me, you will tell her it's your poop. What? No. No. I swear to God, if you want to marry me, you will take the blame for this and tell her it's your poop. Needless to say, I don't do well under pressure. He ended up getting some towels and cleaning up my poop off the floor. I threw up in the sink, sobbing for 2 feet next to him. Oh my God, bro. Whoo! Worst day of his life. God damn. I'm pretty sure this was the worst thing any girl has ever done to him. I'm also pretty sure that if he can clean up my poop off the ground and still want to sleep next to me, he's a keeper. Oh, hell yeah, that nigga's a keeper. God damn. I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, if that was my girl and I loved her like that, yeah, I'd probably do that for her too. You know, I get it. But God damn, dude. Fuck. That's a lot. That's a lot to deal with, if I'm being honest with you. God, that's a lot. Like, not only do you got to clean up her shit nuggets off the floor and the poopy water, but she's throwing up right next to you. It's like, oh. And then the toilet is overflowing and clogged up. Like, God damn, man. Hey, yo, homeboy really loves you. Woo! Shit. God damn. Alright, found out my grandma has passed away. My only living relative. I took a personal day at work and rushed home to arrange the needed paperwork. I opened the door to my place. Then girlfriend lived with me, already streaming with tears, only to catch her having sex with my best friend and only friend I've known since middle school. Oh, bro. God. Damn, son. God damn. You got it bad, bro. Damn. Woo. His girl is fucking his best friend. Damn it. Y'all be having some crazy ass best friends, man. Cause like my best friends, they would never fuck my girl. You know, and I would never do that to them. It is crazy how y'all be taking one like that. Like, it's my friend's girl, but if you don't find out, it's all good. Like, nigga, you really gonna take that? Oh. I love one of the comments that say, hey, grandma is your bro. She timed it to make sure you found out. Grandma bro got your back. This nigga. He said grandma died at the perfect time so you could find her cheating. Like, come on,
bruh,
man. What the fuck? I met him in the desert. I redeployed 4 months before he did. I waited those 4 months after being celibate for my 6-month deployment. I spent $3 on a dress to surprise him when he got home and $600 on the airfare and then approximately $2,000 for expensive meals and a hotel the weekend after he got back. After my trip was done and I got back to my base in Texas, he told me that he had fun, but that he wanted to play the field. Oh,
bruh.
Come on, man. And all and that all the times he told me he loved me multiple times a day for 4 months, I should have been smart enough to know that he wanted a guaranteed fuck when he got home. I don't date anymore. I haven't even developed feelings since then. Pretty sure I'm broken. God damn, bro. Facts. Like, she went and got a $300 dress. She spent $2,000 on airfare and all that kind of stuff. $600 on some nice food and all that kind of stuff. Like, she was willing to wine, dine, let that nigga slip that dress up and smash that coochie. She was ready. She was like, yo, I haven't had sex or done anything sexual in 6 months. I'm ready to get these walls punished. Like, I'm wearing a dress for easy access. I'm paying all the money to make sure everything is cool. Like, I just want my nigga to come in, eat some food, and smack this coochie up. And he said, hey, look, yeah, I kind of want to just play the field. And you should have knew I didn't want anything serious. Like, oh, come on, man.
Stop the cap.
Over here telling you loved her multiple times for 4 months, and then you over here like, oh no, I just want to play the field and do my thing.
Stop the cap.
Nigga, shut the fuck up, man. You ain't nothing but cap. You a whack motherfucker. You get one of these. Nah, man, you're trash. Alright, cleaned out my bank account, took half my shirts, my stereo, all my music, all the dishes, the food from the fridge, and my bed to run off with her new boyfriend. Yo! God damn, that I didn't know about. All in a span of 3 hours. Did not leave a Dear John note. Had a friend stop by to break up with me for her that night. I learned not ever have a joint checking account with a girlfriend for any reason. God damn, man, she cleaned you out. She took all your shit and just left you with homeboy. At like, yo, niggas really be out here like that. She said, peace and chicken grease. I'm taking all your money, all your clothes, all this shit. Like, damn, is she that in the span of 3 hours? She must have hired some Mexicans. God damn. Oh, damn. This nigga said, got pregnant without me. She's got a cute kid now. Damn, son. Woo. I mean, at least the kid ain't yours. You know, that's something to think about, I guess. Shit. When I was a freshman in high school, I got my first boyfriend. He was a year older than me. He seemed like a cool guy with similar interests. Within the first month, we went to see The Rundown. The date started out pretty normal, and we were the only people in the theater. He started trying to mess around, which was something my prude 14-year-old self wouldn't allow. During the scene in which the monkey jumps on the rock's face, he decided that he wanted to have sex in the theater. I punched him hard enough and often enough that he gave up. Wisely, I didn't say bye after that. Later in the weekend, we were at his father's house for his band practice. He said he'd like to go into the sauna with me. I should go in and wait. He just finished up after a few minutes. I wandered where he was and decided to check. He had barricaded the door so I couldn't get out and informed me that it was punishment for what happened at the movies. It seemed like forever of me complaining that I was thirsty and my head hurt until he let me out, and I ended up passing out on the floor in his basement. Gigantic red flag. Hell yeah. 2 years was still not enough to make me get the fuck out of there. Girl, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Come on. He locks you in a sauna to the point where you pass out and you're just like, oh, no, it's okay. He'll change. He'll be better. Like, come on, girl. What the fuck are you doing? God damn it. I told him that things he did to me weren't right and he promised to change. Yeah, see, you know,
Stop
he
the
promised
cap.
to change, all right, and whack, nigga. When he didn't and I tried to break up with him, he threatened suicide. Oh, you old fag. After that, he became more violent. He threw a brick at me once. I dumped him then. Yo, he threw a brick at you? Wow. And then he's over here talking about, oh, I'm going to kill myself. Get the fuck out of here, yo, fruitcake. Man, you want to be doing all this to this girl, and then you over here talking about you're going to end your life if she leaves you. Man, get the fuck out of here. He ended up in the hospital because he attempted suicide. I went back. He didn't change his violent habits. Why did you go back? Look, I get it. You know, homeboy went to the hospital for trying to end himself, whatever. But, dude, at the same time, like, that's not your fault. It's not. You are doing what is best for you and getting out of that abusive and crazy relationship. You know, like, that it is not your fault that he tried to take his life. Hell nah. No. And he probably gaslighted you into believing that you were in the wrong and that you, like, no. Oh my God, bro. Wow, that's crazy. And I finally decided that I didn't care if he lived or died after he beat me with one of those metal folding chairs people use for parties. He tried to kill himself 3 more times and ended up in the psych ward for months after he got out. He continued to call me for the rest of high school, and until I moved away, I made it my personal mission to tell every girl he dated that he was an abusive asshole with no human being should ever willingly endure. 3 of them came to me after with a pretty horrible stories and thanked me for warning me, so they got out before things got as insane as they did for me. Man, yeah, because your dumbass stayed way too long in that relationship. And I get it, it's feelings and all this other bullshit, but dude, nah, man, after the sauna thing, you should have got the fuck out of there. You know, because that was a huge red flag right then and there. Like, just that alone. The whole movies thing, you know, yeah, that was a bit of a red flag, but I mean, it's like, hey, but the fact that he sat there, locked you in a sauna and was just like, this is your punishment because you wouldn't let me touch your vagina in the movies. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Come on, man. God damn. All right. Basically, I started dating a girl at the age of 15. She meant everything to me and I loved her more than anything. We both traveled together for 2 years. After 6 forum, when we were 20, we decided to go to university so that we could get better jobs in the future. She missed the application date and I ended up going to university a year before her. I ended up driving back to our hometown every weekend to see her, effectively destroying any social life I had with university friends. She never actively encouraged me to do this, but would always say how much she appreciated it and she would do the same for me because she loved me more than anything. And to be honest, I was more than happy to do it just to see her for a short time we had. When it came her time to go to uni, she ended up going to a uni far away from where I was. I thought, not a problem. We don't have to see each other all the time. We'll work it out. Oh, man.
Stop the cap.
Come on, man. Yeah, that is a problem. She always told me about how we'd move in together after we'd both finish. 2 weeks into her first semester, she started ignoring my calls. Eventually, she rang me after a week of not answering her phone and asked to meet back at our hometown. She broke up with me that night, saying I never wanted a relationship. When I started dating, it sort of spiraled, and I didn't know how to get out of it. Oh. Now, before anyone says the obvious, yes, I know that this is a perfectly reasonable explanation for breaking up with someone. People get into these relationships and they don't want to feel tremendous guilt about breaking up with them. But I really wish that she had just turned around after 2 years. Hell, even when I was spending hundreds of pounds on petrol to get back and forth to uni to see her, and just said that then. I never understood why she thought it was better for her to be miserable and string me along for almost 7 years. Damn, that's a long time. And then she just was just like, I never wanted a relationship, and it just got out of control. Like, bro, why? I said this on a previous show. People love to fucking waste their time and get into these relationships and then sit there and be like, oh, I never wanted a relationship in the first place. It's like, bro, then why are you in this? Let me go. Leave me. Let me go find my wife. You know, I might have met my wife while I was with you and now she doesn't want to be with me because, you know, it's like, dude, why are you wasting my time and yours? Like, come on, man. Damn. I spent all that time thinking I was in a mutually loving relationship with the girl of my dreams. I was consistently happy and thought of myself as the luckiest guy on the planet. and it was just gone. We remained best friends, and when we finished uni, we saw each other every day until she found a new boyfriend, at which some point she cut me out of her life completely, and it was like losing her again. She remains friends, with my friendship group, and we frequently go out all the time and don't invite me, but that's another matter completely. I know it doesn't seem horrible compared to some other stuff on the thread, but from the moment she said that, she just felt like she said what she said, I felt pathetic and moronic. Damn, son. Hey, man. Hopefully you find a girl that actually sees the value in you, because, man, you're a good dude. The fact that you did all that just for her, and, you know, you stayed as loyal as you could, and she just was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, damn, son. Damn. All right, next one. Cheated on me for 6 months, in the midst of which he proposed to me. Wait, what?
What?
Huh? So he was cheating on you for 6 months, and then he proposed to you while he was cheating on you?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Huh? How does that make sense? Okay. All right. All right, man. I guess to him that somehow made sense. You know what I mean? Like that somehow made sense to that guy. Like, okay, cool then. I had an ex who had checked out long before we broke up. She maintained that it was a phase, so I tried to stick it through for 4 months. That was the hardest thing I ever had to deal with emotionally. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. When a girl, breaks up with you in her head, and then you're just sitting there like, la da da, everything's fine, cat pooped on my lawn, nothing going on, and then she leaves, it's like, damn. Woo. And then he tried to stick it out, but, it was just...
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Like, dude, like you failed. I don't even know why you tried to stick it out. Like, that was the worst thing to do. When me and my big ex were living together, I had my wisdom teeth taken out. He replaced Vicodin with ibuprofen, then ditched me to go to ecstasy with an obnoxious fat drug dealer. I was miserable for weeks. What the fuck? Okay. Goddamn. I guess he took the Vicodin so that way he could go there and he could pop the pills and then have a good time. Damn, that fucking sucks. Girlfriend at the time had sex with one of my friends on Valentine's Day. Yo! While I was on military orders several thousands of miles away and hadn't seen her in months. That kind of stung a bit. Yo! Oh my God.
She belongs to the streets.
God damn, you out here, serving our country, and she out here getting fucked. God damn, bro. She out here serving other penises. Damn. All right, I'm going to do 3 more. Well, my ex-boyfriend and his girlfriend celebrate their anniversary on the day that my boyfriend called and woke me up at 3 a.m. to dump me from a frat party where they both were. Oh, nigga. What? That is, she said my ex-boyfriend and his girlfriend celebrated their anniversary. God damn. This nigga was cheating on you for a whole year with another girl, and then on their anniversary, he was like, you know what, babe? He was like, guess what? For your anniversary present, I'm going to break up with my other girl. You are getting promoted to main girl. Yeah, let's go. Hold on. Hey, yo, what's up, bitch? I'm done with you. I don't want to be with you anymore. Piece of chicken grease, bitch. This man is ruthless. God damn, this man is ruthless, bro. Oh my God. Yeah, you motherfuckers are crazy. Oh. All right, got handed off to some other guy at a party because the guy I was dating at the time was not that interested in me. I didn't know anything about the swap until later on when the friend had me pinned up against the wall. And when I protested about how I was in love with X, he said, oh, that's okay. This was X's idea. So he said, hey, yo, since you want to fuck my girl, I'm really trying to smash this girl or his girl or something like that. And so there he was like, yeah, no problem. I got you. So he takes his girl and pins her up against the wall. And she's just like, no. I don't want to kiss you. And he's like, what do you mean? And she's like, I'm in love with so-and-so. And he was like, oh, but this was his idea. Like, he wanted to fuck my girl and I wanted to fuck his. Like,
What did he say?
like what? Bro, like, I know she was sitting there just like,
What?
Huh? I'm in love with this dumb motherfucker. Like, what are we talking about here? Having sex with somebody else? Like, how? When? How? Come on, man. Damn, son. Damn. All right, let's do our last one. I had a relationship with a guy when I was in high school that was very volatile. He was overly physical with me, but I wouldn't say he beat me. His parents and him moved away after a few weeks of long distance. I broke up with him. He then got on a bus and came back to the city. My parents were out of town. He shows up at my house at midnight, breaks in, slits his wrist in my kitchen, and then threatens to kill me. He cut his wrist so he couldn't. At this point, one would think I should have called the police, but I felt sorry for him, so I called my friend to come and bring him to the hospital, where they said he didn't cut himself very deep and he was fine. Didn't hear from him for years, and then a few months ago, he tried to add me on Facebook, so I blocked him.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
He broke into your house, he cut his own wrist, and then was just like, I'm going to kill you because you didn't want to be with me anymore. How dare you? Like, yo, man. You motherfuckers.
Stop it. Get some help.
You really need to get some help because, god damn, what in the hell is going on here? Who the fuck does this shit? I mean, I guess that nigga does, but golly. Yo, man, that's going to be the end of that crazy ass thread. Yo, every time we do these, what's the worst thing your significant other's ever said to you? What's the worst thing they've ever done to you? What is, like, every time we do these threads, and don't get me wrong, you guys are the ones that suggest these threads. Well, my Patreon suggests this thread. It's always some wild shit you guys be going through, man. Golly, it is crazy the shit y'all be going through, and these threads are always juicy. And you know me, I'm here for the juice, so that's why we about it. We gonna be, I got y'all. Don't worry about it. That's what we do out here. That's what we do. Oh, man. Before we get into Haunting Adeline, I'm going to get into our announcements for this show, and then we will hop into the recap of what happened in the previous chapters, I believe 12 and 13, and then we'll hop into chapters 14 and 15. So, patreon.com/MileyAsshole podcast if you want to send in your scenario to be featured on the show, as well as getting an exclusive episode every single Friday, $3 a month. Patreon, man, get on there. I do have a couple free episodes. By the end of this year, I'll have like 12 free episodes on Patreon for you guys. So each month, you guys will get one free episode on Patreon. So if you guys, want to be on the Patreon and participate, but you necessarily don't want to pay, you want to be a free member, don't worry, I got you. You guys will get a couple episodes. You'll get one episode every single month. So that's another thing. If you want to support the show, free 99, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube, man. Subscribe to the channel. Even if you don't watch on YouTube, hitting the subscribe button, it helps a lot. If you are an audio listener primarily, go ahead and rate the podcast, man. Please, please, please rate the podcast. I ask for this every single show. All I ask is that you rate it 5 stars. That's it. That's all I ask. It supports the show. It helps a lot. If you guys want the bite-sized portions of the show, if you feel like, man, I ain't got an hour or whatever the case may be, don't have time to see a full episode, don't worry. I always have all the best clips over there. All right. So, go over there, support us on TikTok as well as Instagram. Follow us there. TikTok, is blowing up like crazy, man. We're at like 3,500 of you motherfuckers. So thank you guys so much for all the support. I appreciate you guys for that. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the recap of Haunting Adeline, chapters, I think it was 12 and 13. So in chapter 12, our main guy, he is in the basement of Adeline's fucking house. This nigga's crazy. Alright, so he's in the basement, he's on his computer, he got this video that was sent over to him by his hacker buddies or whatever, and it was literally of these guys in like cloaks and shit like that, and they're doing this like weird ass ritual where they're bathing in this girl's blood or whatever. They're doing some crazy shit. And so then he was like, his blood was boiling and he was mad as fuck, and he was just like, oh, I can't wait to kill these sons of bitches, And then fast forward, we're back to Adeline, and she feels like she saw the ghost of Gigi, her grandma or whatever, because she's been investigating Gigi's murder. And she feels like, I could find out who did this. Is that nigga still alive? Whatever the case may be. I don't know why she's looking into her killer. I don't know, but apparently that's what she's doing. She's looking into it with help from her hacker friend Daya, who we think, it's not been confirmed yet, but we think that she is working for Adeline's stalker's business, hacking business. So I think Daya and this guy are like connected, you know what I mean? Because she's a hacker for a group that deals with sexual trafficking. He has a hacking, thing that deals with, sexual trafficking. So it coincides and it makes sense. And so, Adeline, she is, like I said, she's having these weird thoughts and visions of her aunt and whatever, and so she's dealing with a lot right now, and I believe that's where we left off with chapter 13. So now we're into chapter 14. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the next chapters of Haunting Adeline. So let me go ahead and move you guys on over.
Chapter 14. The Manipulator. Daya put some type of block on my phone to prevent further hacking. While my brain kept circling back to the nudes, Daya's concern was the guy having access to my phone in general. He'd be able to see all my messages, have access to my bank information, track my phone, and find me wherever I go. It seems every day my appreciation for Daya grows. She gave me a sense of safety I didn't realize I was missing. I'm going to have to propose to her soon, or something. Still, I will never take another nude in my entire life, but that's a small price to pay in the grand scheme. I've decided to remove the camera from my room to allow me at least some semblance of comfort. I'll just have to hold off on walking around the house naked until something is done about this creep. Now, if only Arch's best friends weren't up my asshole, then maybe I'd get an extra hour or two of sleep at night. The rest of the day was spent in silence, both of us lost in our work. While Daya did whatever she does, I pulled out every picture in this house and picked through them. I've no idea what I'm actually looking for. Maybe Gigi with another man besides my grandfather. After an hour of looking, I realized that she tended to write the names of the people captured in the photo and the year on the back of each picture. I searched for the name Ronaldo but never found it. Halloween is coming up. We're going to haunted houses this year, right? Daya asks. She's standing at my front door about to head home for the night. I give her a droll look. Halloween is my entire life, Daya. Of course we're going to fucking haunted houses. For as long as I can remember, Halloween fascinated me. The creatures and creepy faces, the jump scares and impending dread that something horrific is going to happen. I've had an unhealthy obsession with it all. Mom sent me to therapy specifically for my fascination with gory horror movies. She thought I was a psychopath, and really I'd just get off on being scared. I think it's a step up from being a psycho, but the therapist disagreed. Too often I'd hear my mother telling my father that I was a freak, that something was wrong with me. No one in their right mind likes being scared. But I do. I love it, which which is why having a stalker is the worst thing for someone like me. I'm susceptible to enjoying the fear a bit too much. My love for horror is going to get me killed one day. It's like I was meant to be hunted. Little Mouse. That name is going to haunt me. I'm not prey. I'm not. Satan's Affair is coming to town again, and they have new haunted houses. Daya reminds, bringing me back to the present. Satan's Affair is a traveling fair that comes to town every year, staying for 2 nights before moving on to the next town. They set up loads of haunted houses and thrill rides. Daya and I go every year religiously. After the first few years, the haunted houses became predictable. Since then, they change them every year, and now the traveling fair has some of the best haunted houses in the country. You already know I'll be the first one in line. Yeah, we know, freak, she teases. Despite the fact that it used to be my mother's favorite slur, I don't let it bother me anymore. Plenty of men have called me the same, followed up by desperate begging to fuck me again. Being a freak took on a whole new meaning a long time ago. I tend to enjoy the name now. Daya leaves once we confirm plans for the fair night. It's not for another few weeks, but the event has garnered a loyal fan base and sells out every year. It got to the point where so many people would come they had to limit the number allowed in. They treat it like a concert to avoid lines forming outside the fairgrounds. Once tickets sell out, you won't be able to enter. Luckily, I have a computer genius on my side, and she gets tickets for us before they even go live.
Oh, shit.
The moment the door clicks shut behind Daya, my phone buzzes. Thinking it's Daya texting me that she forgot something, I slide my phone out and open the message without registering who it is. The second I see the text, my heart drops.
Unknown. Ready for your punishment, little mouse?
I look up and storm over to the window. He's not standing outside. Daya is just now pulling out of the driveway and speeding off, her taillights disappearing through the trees. I turn around, nervous he found another way inside my home, or that he's already in the house with me and has been the entire time. Me. Why are you doing this? His text doesn't come through right away. I wait with bated breath, and when I realize I'm glaring at my phone, I nearly throw it across the room. He's probably making me wait on purpose. Finally, my phone buzzes. I force myself to wait a minute before opening it, just to spite him.
Unknown. You haunt me. It's only fair I return the sentiment.
I swallow, nervous energy coursing through me as I decide how to respond.
Unknown. You're so beautiful when you're scared.
I drop the phone. Embarrassed and praying he didn't see my blunder, I look out the window again. Still not there. Where the fuck is he?
In the basement.
As if reading my thoughts, another text comes in.
Unknown. I'm so close, I can smell you.
My hands tremble as I read his text over and over again. The words begin to blur as panic sets in. He's here in my house somewhere. I run over to the kitchen, grab my handy-dandy knife, and storm back into the living room. He hasn't come out yet, but I imagine he will. Heart racing and hands shaking, I perch myself on the edge of the rocking chair, sealing my fate. Me. Quit being a pussy and come out then. The second the message shoots off, I regret it. I want to snatch it back. Footsteps sound from above me. I swallow and look up as if I'll be able to see through the ceiling and spot him. The footsteps travel further away from me, towards my room. My phone buzzes.
Unknown. Come find me.
At this exact moment, I'm questioning my sanity. Without thought, my ass lifts off the seat and I take a single step towards the staircase. My instincts are to run towards the danger, not away. God, me again, we really need to talk about your life decisions when you made me. I'm not even sure I believe in her, but if she is real, then someone needs to smack her hand for making me the way that I am. Thankfully, common sense kicks in, and I stop myself from going up and finding a crazed man in my house. The smart thing would be to call the police. There's no way he'd be able to get out without being seen. The only way out of this house is down steps. He can't hide forever. At this point, I don't even care if the officer can't catch him, as long as someone else has proof that they saw him too. That'll be enough for them to take me seriously. Another buzz.
Unknown. Too scared, little mouse?
As if challenging me, a door slams shut. I startle from the noise, my heart jumping up into my throat. Even if I wanted to scream, I wouldn't have been able to make a sound. My chest pumps erratically as the fear grows more potent. Me. I'm calling the police. I can feel the judgment through the walls. Here I am, calling him a pussy and challenging him to come out. Then when the tables turn, I threaten to call the police. Because that's the smart thing to do, dumbass. Then why the fuck do I feel so stupid for saying it? How is that possible?
Unknown. Do you remember what I said last time?
How could I forget? The more I disobey him, the harder the punishment. I bite my lip, seriously contemplating going upstairs and finding him. I release a shaky breath. I have a choice to make, and I already know I'm going to make the wrong one. I resign myself and start typing. Me. Here I come, asshole. I keep my phone clutched in one hand and the knife in the other. No way am I going to be an idiot again and drop the knife. It's staying firmly planted in my grip, just like it'll be firmly planted in this dude's face once I find him. I make my way up the steps quietly, though I'm not sure it really matters if he hears me coming or not. I have a dreadful feeling that even though I'm coming to find him, he's going to find me first. That familiar heady feeling settles in my gut. It churns like alcohol in an empty stomach. Sweat breaks across my forehead and my mouth feels like I swallowed sand. I'm fucking terrified. A row of sconces on each side of the hallway provides just enough light to see that no one is there. I click the flashlight on my phone and start in the first room. I slowly make my way into each room, checking immediately to my left and right before entering any further. I check behind the doors and in every corner of the room. The closet is the worst part, opening the door and knowing that I may come face to face with a man that wants to punish me. Tears gather in my eyes when I discover the first closet empty. My poor heart is suffering from extreme palpitations right now. I don't think this amount of fear in my bloodstream is healthy. Still, I forge on, finding the following 2 rooms completely empty as well. There are only 2 more rooms and a bathroom left in this hallway, and lastly, a door at the very end of the hall that leads to the attic. If he's up there, he can stay there. There's no way I'm going up in the fucking attic to find him. I will gladly admit defeat. Sucking in a deep breath, I face my bedroom. Aside from the attic, it's the only room left in this hallway with a closed door. What is he feeling right now? Standing on the other side, waiting for me to enter. Our roles are reversed, this time with me lingering outside the door. Still, I'm the one left terrified while he calmly awaits me. Anticipating all the things he's going to say to me, do to me. How he's going to hurt me, punish me. Steeling my spine, I turn the knob and push open the door. When it swings open, a scream climbs up my throat. He didn't even try to hide. My balcony doors are wide open, the moonlight spilling in. And there a dark figure shrouded in white light is my shadow, staring at me with a wicked smile on his face and a blade in his hand. March 13th, 1945. Ronaldo took me out on a mini vacation. I told John that I was having a girls' weekend with a friend from Sarah's school. Considering I've gone out on weekends before, he didn't question me. I feel so guilty, but not enough to come home. I'm so happy with Ronaldo, so enthralled. This weekend has been absolutely magical. I just wish Sarah were here to enjoy it with us. But that's awful of me, isn't it? I love John, and I would never want Sarah to not have him. He's wonderful to her, and my Sarah would be lost without him. I would never take her away from him. But sometimes, I wish she had Ronaldo too. Chapter 15. The Manipulator. I'm completely immobilized beneath his stare. I can only imagine the look on my face when I see him standing there, waiting for me. The sconces behind my bed are lit, offering dim lighting, enough for me to get a clear view of him. He's clad in all black. Leather boots, jeans that wrap tightly around broad thighs, and a matching hoodie that looks a size too small with the way he fills it out. Still, I can't see much of his face. That damn hood. My tongue darts out, wetting my dry lips. "Take off your hood," I say, a slight tremor in my voice. He doesn't, nor does he speak. Anger begins to build beneath the fear. "You wanted me to come find you, kitty cat." "I did. So take off your fucking hood and show me your face," I demand, my voice rising alongside my anger. A sinful smirk tugs at his lips when he hears his new nickname. He thinks this is a game of cat and mouse. If he wants to debase me with a nickname, it's only fair I return the favor. Slowly, he reaches up and slides the hood off his head, the knife glinting as if to mock me. I have my own knife, too. Any triumph I felt over my little jab dissipates like butter in a hot skillet, and all the fear I've been feeling triples. His face is unlike anything I've seen. But that's the thing. I have seen him before. The mismatched eyes give him away. In the bookstore, I only saw portions of his face. At the time, he seemed mildly attractive, but now that I see those pieces as a whole, he's devastating. His right eye darker than the midnight sky, and the other the exact opposite. His left eye is so bleached of color it's nearly white, the scar starting from the middle of his forehead, slashing straight down through his white eye and to the middle of his cheek, is something I haven't been able to forget since I saw him in the bookstore. Despite the ugly scar, it only serves to heighten his utter beauty. A jawline so sharp he could cut diamonds with it. A straight, aristocratic nose, full lips, and short black hair just long enough to run your hands through. This is wrong. So wrong. I shouldn't be attracted to a stalker. His presence is so overwhelming. It feels as if he's 10 feet tall, with a shadow crawling up the ceiling, slithering toward me. This room feels tiny with him in it. I feel tiny with him in it. He takes a step toward me, a hint of that smirk remaining on his face, just the slightest curl in his lips. I take a step back. Finally, my instincts aren't completely jacked sideways, and I make my first smart move of the night.
"Cat got your tongue, little mouse?"
Briefly, I close my eyes. His voice washes over me, leaving goosebumps in its wake. The sound is as deep as his black eye. I swallow again, nearly choking on the very muscle. It feels like my tongue has swollen to double its size. "What do you want from me?" I choke out. He prowls toward me. My spine tightens, and despite the gallons of fear pumping through my heart valves, I stay still. When he gets close enough, I'll stab him. Aim for the throat, Addie. My eyes lock with his, and all thought escapes me. He presses the entirety of his body against mine. No shame, no shyness. No, let me buy you a drink first before I press my man-pecs into you. The boldness of it has me nearly biting my tongue in surprise. It takes several seconds for my body to unlock. Before I can think about what I'm doing, I swing my knife towards him but meet resistance when I attempt to lift it. I look down in confusion just to see his bare hand wrapped around the blade. Blood pools in his hand, a small trail heading straight towards my own. I gasp, my eyes widening and snapping back to his. Not a single iota of pain shines in his eyes. Not even a glimmer. He jerks on the blade once, ripping it from my weak hold, blindly tossing it behind him. The knife clatters loudly against something before toppling to the floor, the sound reverberating in the otherwise quiet room. Nothing but my heavy panting breaks the static of silence surrounding us. His presence is a vortex, steadily depleting the oxygen from the room, and even from my brain, because I cannot think straight with his body so close to mine. With the fear coiled tightly around me, the force of it turning my body to stone. I'm useless, powerless. The inability to fight rages in my head. My survival instincts tell me to just move, yet my body refuses to. And then his bloody hand is wrapping around the back of my neck and bringing my body flush with his once more. I cringe at the feel of his life's essence dripping from his hand. The blood feels like menacing fingers crawling down my spine, staining my skin as if to mark me. To my horror, he lifts his other hand, the one still gripping a much more wicked-looking knife than mine, and brings the tip of the blade to the underside of my chin. He applies enough pressure to force my chin up further, the metal biting into my skin. The slightest curl to his lips stalls the breath in my lungs. The act speaks of something daunting, something condemning.
You're even more beautiful up close,
he murmurs, his sinful eyes devouring my face. I scowl and plant my hands on his chest, ignoring the pure steel beneath his flesh, and attempt to push him away. But he resists the force, his lip curling into a snarl. Tears rim my lids as frustration grows. Please, just leave. I don't want you here. I don't want you. Just leave me alone. I beg. It feels like reaching a hand inside my chest, yanking out my pride and throwing it onto the floor. But I don't give a fuck about my pride in this moment. I just want this man to fucking leave. He presses in closer.
Are you going to cry, Addie?
He taunts. My hands are still pressed firmly against his chest. His heart is racing beneath my palms, giving me pause. If I didn't know any better, I'd think he's not as unaffected as he's appearing to be. No, I lie. I will absolutely have no problems crying my eyes out after he leaves, but I refuse to show him any more weakness. He flashes me a feral, toothy smile, pulling the blade from my chin and dropping his hand from behind my neck. The second he steps away, I feel a mixture of coldness and relief. But then he's coming right back. The intensity in his eyes holds me in place as he walks to stand beside me, his chest brushing against my arm. He smells like leather and smoke. It's intoxicating. He's intoxicating. Fear has a taste. Acidic, burnt metal. It numbs my tongue. Not just my tongue, but my entire being. I'm so scared, but yet so consumed by him. I keep my head straight, but don't let him out of my line of sight. He leans into me, pressing his weight against me. I combat his strength. Rather than being pushed away from him, I'm being absorbed by him. Hot breath warms my skin as his lips trace the outer edge of my ear. Another shiver racks my spine.
I want to devour you,
he whispers. My lip trembles. I suck the traitorous lip between my teeth. If only it stops showing my weakness. When I risk a glance at him, his eyes have zeroed in on my lips. Are you here to kill me? I ask lowly, trying my best to mask the tremors racking through my body. I'm failing. Slowly, he shakes his head.
Why would I do that?
I'm not sure how to answer that. He continues.
I wouldn't kill you, little mouse. I want to keep you.
What if I don't want you to? He smiles.
You will.
I open my mouth, ready to tell him about himself and his mama, but the words die on my tongue when he reaches up a hand and swipes his thumb roughly across my bottom lip. He growls in delight.
Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to allow you the opportunity to run and hide. If I find you, then I will deliver your punishment. If I don't, you go unpunished, and I will leave.
I pinch my eyes shut, a small single strand of hope threading throughout the hysteria. I know this house like the back of my hand. I know where the good hiding spots are. There are 2 bedrooms down there in the hallway on the bottom floor. The first bedroom has a tiny little nook in the back of the closet, just barely able to fit my body in, but I used to hide there all the time when Nana and I would play hide and seek. Fine, I whisper. How long will you search for me before I win? He smiles.
I'll give you 5 minutes before your ass is bent over my knee.
I huff, jerking my face away from his hand. He lets me go, but the smile on his face grows.
Your time starts now, Adeline. Better run.
I don't hesitate any longer. Turning, I bolt out of the room, slamming the door shut behind me. I don't miss the amusement on his face when he watches me do so, but I don't give myself time to care. I head straight for the stairs, keeping my steps light as my little legs carry me down the steps at an alarming speed. Halfway down, I nearly pitch forward and faceplant, barely catching myself on the railing and keeping the loud squeak from escaping. I feel like throwing up, the adrenaline and fear intense and biting at my nerves. Making a left turn, I aim for the hallway and slip into the first bedroom just as I hear heavy footsteps from above. My heart races impossibly faster, and my hands tremble fiercely as I slide open the closet door. The metal rattles from my sloppiness, a slight, insignificant sound that feels like thunder rolling throughout the bones of the house. Heaving in a deep breath, I force my body to slow as I glide the closet door closed and hurry into the nook. I'm panicking. My chest is tight and I have the strangest urge to cough. Could be because my throat is dry and steadily closing. I want to claw at my neck, force the muscle to open back up, and let in the oxygen I so desperately need. It's all in your head. Breathe, Addie, breathe. He's not going to find you in here. Nana never could. His footsteps have disappeared from above me, meaning that he's made his way downstairs, most likely. I bite my lip hard, tangy copper filling my mouth, and still I keep biting down. Shuffling and distinct noises filter through, and as the minutes pass, my breathing begins to slow. But then I hear the door slowly creak open, and my breathing stutters. I clamp my hand over my mouth, refusing to make a sound, even if it literally kills me. The closet door slides open, and his scent fills the tiny area. Leather, a hint of smoke, and something else. Something that would ordinarily make my eyes roll if it wasn't so goddamn suffocating.
You can come out now, baby.
He breathes, the sound of his voice gravelly and deep. Oh no. No. I don't move, hoping that he's just guessing.
I can smell you,
he says. And if that's not the creepiest thing I've ever fucking heard, I don't know what is. Risking a peek around the corner, I see him standing at the entrance of the closet. He's not looking in my direction. His head is down, staring off at a random spot on the ground.
You have 10 seconds before I come drag you out.
He takes a step back, and I decide to just go for it. I dart out, slipping past him and heading towards the door. He lets loose a deep, cruel laugh. It's a sound I'll hear in my nightmares for the rest of my existence. But I don't stop. I run down the hallway and head for the front door, gasping when I find it locked.
You unlock that door and there will be consequences,
he warns. I startle at his proximity. There's not enough time to unlock the deadbolt, knob, and chain. He's too close. Sunroom. It has a back door that leads outside. I turn, and out of the corner of my eye, I see my shadow round the corner of the entranceway to the hallway I came from. I bolt through the living room, then the kitchen, and towards the door that leads into the backside of the hallway. Praying that he didn't stay in the hallway, I fling open the door to find it empty, at least within 5 feet of me. I can't see past the darkness beyond that. Heading straight for the sunroom, I barrel through the door and find him already there, leaning against the door that I need to escape out of. I skid on my feet, halting my momentum before I crash right into his waiting arms. I back up, chest heaving and mind racing. He tisks.
You're very predictable, little mouse. We're going to have to work on that.
I just stand there, frozen in place as I process the fact that I won't be able to get out of this house. He's incredibly fast, but the scariest part is that I didn't hear a single fucking footstep from him. I sounded like an elephant, and he was quieter than a mouse. You're not touching me, I hiss, my voice wobbly and rife with unshed tears.
A deal is a deal, little mouse.
He looks up at the night sky.
It is beautiful in here. I think it's only fitting that the punishment occurs here, don't you think? It feels like we've come full circle.
Growling, I finally force my body into action and run right back down the hallway towards the stairs. Maybe I can find a spot to hide again. Somewhere he won't find me this time. My mind turns over every possibility as I swing myself around the banister and charge up the steps. A whisper of wind brushes against the back of my thighs, and when I glance behind me, I see him right on my heels. I let loose another scream, quickening my steps. I make it up the stairs and barrel down the hallway, my desperation and pure panic clouding my head. I can't think. I can only act. I'm halfway down the hallway before a steel arm bands around my waist and lifts me up. No! I scream, kicking at air as I fight his hold.
Oh, yes, baby.
He growls, swinging our bodies towards the wall. I grunt from the impact, leaning my back against the wall and using it as leverage to kick against the bastard of a man. Let me go, you fucking creepy-ass fuck!
Keep talking and you'll just make it worse.
I screech, out of breath and growing weaker as he pins my flailing body against the wall.
We had a deal, did we not?
A tear spills over my lid, and then another and another until I'm on the verge of sobbing.
Don't cry, little mouse.
He coos.
It's going to get so much worse.
His breath skates over my cheek as he presses himself deeper into my body. He's so much bigger, his body enveloping me until all I can see, feel, and smell is him. Warmth, leather, that unique scent that belongs to only him, and his black-clad body surrounding me.
I like you scared.
He whispers, sending shivers down my spine.
I like you begging and pleading, crying out for God to save you.
I feel the touch of his hand on my face, and I flinch away. His fingers lightly trace over my cheekbone to my hair, tucking the loose strands behind my ear.
I like you trembling beneath my touch uncontrollably.
You're sick, I snap, doing just that. I'm shaking from head to toe, and I can't seem to stop it.
You think you're only going to beg because you're fighting for your life, but that's where you're wrong. The only way I'll be sending you to heaven is with my cock.
He grunts out a deep laugh.
And definitely my tongue and fingers, too.
That will never happen, I hiss, glaring at him with all my might. Or at least, I think I am. His eyes are shadowed by the dim light radiating from the sconces. It feels almost like being far-sighted. Your face is so close to something, but clarity evades you. The shadows are a part of him. He carries them with him.
It's time to punish you, and I've thought of the many ways I could do this,
he says, ignoring my jab. It only infuriates me more that he finds my lack of consent is so inconsequential. So worthless.
I'll be nice this time.
I open my mouth, but he cuts me off with a deep growl of warning.
But only if you are too, Adeline.
The click of my teeth snapping together is audible, pulling another grunt of amusement from him. My pride takes a hit, and I want to knee him in the balls for it. But I couldn't lift my leg an inch if I tried. What are you going to do? I choke out, the stutter of my words in sync with the beat of my heart. His hot breath fans across my cheek, and I feel the glide of his lips alongside my jaw. I swallow, but I nearly choke from how dry my throat has become. Those lips descend to the column of my neck, skittering along until he pauses on the spot right below my ear.
I'm going to claim you,
he says, right before his teeth clamp down. My back arches involuntarily, repulsion and pleasure marrying in my nerves, sending misfires to my brain. All coherent thoughts escape from my mind as a result, leaving me with nothing but basic instinct. He groans, his teeth piercing as his tongue laps at my flesh. My mouth opens, a silent scream suctioned away just as his mouth does the same, drawing in deep, like he's drinking the essence from my body. And then he's pulling back, dragging his teeth along my skin as he lets go, leaving the spot smarting with pain. My hands press into his chest for stability, or to push him away. I'm not sure. Though my question is quickly answered when instinct coerces my hands to curl, gripping his hoodie tight and anchoring myself to him as if he's my lifeline, when really, he's the one who's killing me. Severe shivers rack my body when he licks a wet trail down to the juncture of my neck. He pauses, and it feels like my body is hanging over a pointed knife. I hold my breath, the anticipation rattling my bones. And then he's biting down again, pulling an animalistic sound from the depths of my chest. He does this over and over, leaving a trail of bruises down my neck and across my shoulder. I'm breathless by the time he pulls away.
Good girl.
He breathes, his own voice airy. Somehow that makes me feel worse. I want him to hate it as much as I should have. I can't explain why I do what I do next. I'll ask God later, but in that moment, I'm so overcome with a tsunami of emotions that I reach up and bite his cheek. Hard. Blood spurts into my mouth, but I don't care. I just bite harder. Maybe I want to hurt him back. Give him a taste of his own medicine. Make him feel whatever I feel. Regardless of the reason, he doesn't take kindly to it. His hand wraps around my throat, pushing me back while he rips his face away. My head thumps against the wall, a dull throb radiating from the spot. He's squeezing tightly, but I don't care. I feel justified. If he kills me here and now, at least I can say I left one last mark on him. He growls low, a sound of frustration and something else that I can't put a name to. I stare up at him, blood coating my tongue and trailing down my chin. It's a small amount. I didn't get the chance to rip his face to shreds like I wanted, but the small dots of blood on his face leave me feeling invigorated all the same.
I'm beginning to think you like to be punished, which means I'm just going to have to do better.
Before I can react, he's lifting me up and tossing me over his shoulder like a sack of potatoes. Fucker! I snap, banging my fists against his back. I am not a potato. A sharp slap to my ass is his only response. He carries me down the steps, takes a left turn into the hallway and down towards the sunroom. The entire time I fight, kicking and punching, but he acts like a butterfly is attacking him. As if he hears my frustrations, he says,
Baby, the wind can do more damage than what you're doing.
Want to see my teeth again, asshole? I'll keep making your face uglier.
Keep telling yourself that, but we both know my scars make you wet.
He retorts, amusement coloring his words. I growl, frustrated by how fucking unruffled he is, and because he's not entirely wrong. No, dumbass, he is wrong. More curses fled out of my mouth, but they're cut short when he drags my body down his front until my legs are wrapped around his waist, and he's cradling me to his chest. Oh, fuck this. I lift my hands to scratch his face, maybe do a little eye gouging, but instead I just squeal. He swoops me backward, my stomach bottoming out as he sets me on the ground, flat on my back. He kneels before me, his arms on either side of my head as he braces himself over me. Above him, the stars are twinkling bright, and the nearly full moon is casting a soft white glow down in the room. It's almost dooming that the sky happens to be completely clear of clouds tonight. Overcast skies constantly plague Seattle. I swallow, tears pricking my eyes. Such a gentleman, letting me look at the stars as you murder me. I mouth off, forcing the words through my tightened throat. I really need to shut the fuck up, but I can't seem to stop myself. Apparently, when I'm in a life-threatening situation, all I can manage to do is make it worse. Some might call it fearlessness, but I just call it stupidity. He supports himself on one hand as the other reaches behind him. I open my mouth, gearing up for more insults, when his arm reappears, a gun in his hand. Another audible click of my teeth later, and I'm back to being choked silent with fear.
You let a man touch you in here, make you come,
he states, his tone bled dry of emotion.
Normally I'd replace his fingers with my own, but I think you need something else to teach you a lesson.
Okay, I'm sorry. I rush out, my eyes widening as he points the gun to my chest. I'm really...
Shh.
He hushes.
You're not sorry yet, little mouse, but you will be.
April 14th, 1945. John and I are accompanying Frank for a dinner he has with the police department. We usually have a good time on these outings. Frank is picking us up soon, and John and I are waiting around in stilted silence. Sarah is off with her girlfriends for the night, and right now I wish she were here. Lately she's been a good buffer between the two of us. I don't know if she's noticed the difference. John and I aren't fighting, we're just coexisting. I broke his heart. I know I did. But why does it feel like mine is healing? Frank is here now. Thank God.
Woo! Goddamn! Oh, man! Oh, I guess we're getting left off on another cliffhanger, man. God damn it!
God damn!
Woo! She opened that door and she saw that motherfucker. You know, she was just like, oh my God, I'm afraid but aroused. Homeboy just grabbed the knife by the blade and just threw that shit away. And then, you know, just held her close, and she was just like, get the fuck away from me. And he was just like, I got you. All right, look, you want me to go away? Go ahead and hide. And if I find you, then I'm going to punish that little ass. But, you know, if I don't find you, then I'll leave. Man. Then he found her. Oh, man, homeboy. Woo. Goddamn. Goddamn, man. Hey, that is some crazy shit. He put the gun up to her. She's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's like, you ain't sorry, man. Whew. Oh, my God. But yes, that is Haunting Adeline, chapter 14, 15. God damn, man. Well, I guess we'll come back next week and see what happens, man. I know you guys are upset and you're like, oh, come on, man. But hey, it is what it is. We're already like an hour, almost 20 into this. So thank you guys for watching, man, and listening. I appreciate you guys so much for all the support. Again, patreon.com/mytheasshole podcast if you want to get your scenario onto the show, as well as an exclusive episode every single Friday. $3 a month helps out a lot. And if you are a primary audio listener, go ahead and rate the podcast as well as keep downloading. I appreciate that so much, man. I love you guys. If you want to support the show even further, go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube. Even if you don't watch us there, it's all good. The subscribe is more than enough. If you want bite-sized portions and the best parts of each episode, man, go ahead and follow us over on TikTok and Instagram, whichever one you use. I'll have the clips there. Yeah, man. And without further ado, man, that's gonna be it for me. I love you guys, and peace.